on the beat, boy.
Welcome back to the DNA Pest Control Podcast. This is Daniel, the host, and today is Free Talk Friday. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions from the listeners, and thank you everybody who has been sending me questions. Sorry I haven't been able to get to them as quickly as I would like to, but with a baby on the way, still hasn't come yet, but with the baby on the way and everything that's going on here, some of you may know I just purchased another company, an acquisition, so we have merged together. Everything has been going smoothly, and I still want to do an episode and talk about that. But this Free Talk Friday is actually going to be targeted towards a question I got a little bit ago, and I've been taking some time to answer it, and I'm sorry for that, but we have a lot of good episodes that have been coming out, and I've been doing a ton of interviews, which is awesome, and these people have been giving us a ton of amazing knowledge. I mean, I've learned a ton. I guarantee you guys have learned a ton because I'm actively going to classes and everything, so if you already knew this, good for you, but I've been learning a ton from these people, so it's been amazing experience for me. But today, I've had now a few people ask me about what chemicals I personally use for bedbug treatments, okay? Now, before I go into the exact chemicals I use, I want to talk about something first, okay? In the pest control industry, we all have, well, other than me, I'm in California, so I don't have everything. But outside of California, you pretty much have every chemical that you can imagine to use. And so when it comes into specialty treatments like this, and we call it a specialty treatment because we have to use different products, and we use so many different products and expensive products that we call it a specialty. So with that being said, technicians, you have to use your head, okay? A lot of us go through the motions and think that it's just show up, grab the B&G, let's spray. We try to do it the easy way. We get in and out because sometimes it is easy. Let's be honest. You know, you walk into a house, they have some ants, you place some bait, they take the bait and they die. And that actually works about 90% of the time. Sometimes we go out there, we place some bait, we walk away, and they still have ants because we didn't actually do the research and see what they are. Like, one thing that happened to me is I didn't take the time to actually understand carpenter ants. And so I went out, I baited, and then I left. Well, they didn't take the bait. They didn't even care about the bait. I did another one where I did know it was carpenter ants, and I was like, I'm not going to put bait down because you guys didn't take it last time. And so I dusted instead. It didn't work. So, you know, being a technician myself, knowing other technicians, we look for the easiest way out. We look for how can I get this job done fast, easy, and get out. When we have multiple products that we could use and we can use it at the same time and we don't, okay? So the ones that are out there that are the lazy technician, like myself at one point, and who tried to do one thing to take care of one insect and it didn't work, you have to do multiple things, okay? Bedbug treatments is one that you cannot skimp out on any little thing. You have to be very, very detailed. If you think you're going to show up to a house and you're going to spray because you did it one time and you just sprayed everywhere and it worked, think again. That is not going to be the case in every situation. It's never the case when it comes to cockroaches. It's never the case when it comes to bed bugs. You may be able to get it taken care of because you're not dealing with a big enough infestation, or you just got straight up lucky, okay? Even when it comes to heat treatments with bed bugs, you have to be very thorough. I don't personally like heat treatments because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. I have gone in behind a ton of companies who have ruined houses. Here in California, we have to have sprinklers in all the houses now. And so they've popped sprinklers before because of poor prep. Once again, lazy technicians trying to get things done quick and easy and fast. Not saying heat treatments don't work. I just don't personally like them. The other reason is I don't want to do all the work that goes into a heat treatment either. So I preferred other methods, which is chemical methods, which I will talk about the products that I personally use. But speaking of heat treatments, you got to go in. You have to make sure that you're getting the temperature of every single little corner in that house up to a high enough temperature for a certain amount of time. And if somebody doesn't do that, guess who's going to still have bed bugs at the end of the day? So once again, you have to be very thorough, and you have to do it on every treatment. Even though you may get lucky on one of the treatments, you have to still be so thorough, because that is the whole point of it. It is making sure that we're getting everything taken care of the first time and not having to come back. Okay? So now going through that, just remember, we are technicians. We deal with insects. Insects are habitual creatures. They typically do the same thing, but in every scenario, they're going to be doing something different, most likely, especially if you don't know that and you're not taking the time to understand your surroundings. So don't just go into a place and don't just think you can go in and spray everywhere. Okay, now jumping into the chemicals, guys and girls, if you're doing bed bug treatments, let me look something up real quick, okay? Because there's an episode coming out, and I want to make sure that I'm talking about the right episode before it comes out. Oh, I'm not going to be able to see it. Okay. Well, one of the episodes that's coming out, which I don't know if it's this Tuesday or when it is, but there's an episode coming out on how to choose products, okay? Me and my distributor, we sat down and we talked about different products and different situations. Okay, when it comes to bed bugs and when it comes to these specialty insects, you have to remember, okay, the whole point of what we're trying to do is we're trying to eliminate the infestation, right? I try to break it down to make it very, very simple for myself to understand, which then helps me choose my product line, okay? So one thing that I always think about is, how do you take care of essentially a creature? How do you take care of an infestation? Well, you have to cut off its life support, right? So you either have to take away its food source. Okay, that's one way. You could get rid of it. Or water, depending on the insect or creature, like a rodent. So you're either taking away their food, you're taking away their shelter, you're taking away their water, so food and water can go in the same. But you have to essentially break something down. You have to take something out. In the case of bed bugs, you're not going to eliminate their food source because unfortunately that's the customer, and you can't move them out of the house for months at a time. So that's not going to work. So you can't take away their food source, right? Then you go to the next thing. Can we take away where they're living? Yes and no. We're not going to move the entire house out because then you have to move the person out. So that's a no. So then the next thing is okay, so if I can't take away their home, I can't take away their food source, I need to make it so they can't reproduce, right? Right, okay. So I use a product called Teco Pro. It's an IGR. It is labeled for bed bugs. Let's jump in before we go into these products. Label is law, so you have to follow the label, okay? Follow the label in your state. You got to know exactly what you're using. And just because I use Techo Pro, there's a ton of other products out there. We had the interview with Control Solutions. Janice Reed, I think is her name. She told us there's some new products outside of California. So anybody listening outside of California, you guys can get these IGRs that are probably way better than what we have right now, because I can't use them. But with that being said, or they're labeled for something else, in the state of California. Like one was termiticide. That was, you can only use that on termites. Well, I don't do termite services, so that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't apply to me. But there's a ton of products out there, and that one is an IGR is so important for control because you are now making it so they can't reproduce or they can't grow up to be able to reproduce, okay? That is crucial in bedbug control. A lot of people will throw out these fancy names. They're super expensive products that will kill an insect, but it will not make it so they don't reproduce. That's the goal. That is the goal right there. Any baby that pops out of that little egg is going to hit that product and not able to reproduce to make more bed bugs. That is the whole point, right? Now, that is not the only thing you can do. Okay, so don't just stop there and say, sweet, I got my golden product. That's it. No. So I use a combination. So it all depends on the level of infestation and how creative I want to get, okay? So the next product I'll use is called Alpine WSG. It's a very, very lenient label, okay? That's why I like it so much. Once again, guys, labels law, technicians use this thing that's above your shoulders. It's connected. Use it, okay? Your brain. And if you still don't know the difference between a manufacturer and a distributor, go back and listen to the other episode that came out with John Woodward and talk to a distributor. These guys know the products. They understand the label. They have to. Okay? They're selling the product. They have to know this stuff. So when you go in to buy a product or asking them, hey, what's good for bed bugs? Ask them questions. They're going to tell you one product, and that's okay. Their whole job is to sell products, okay? I mean, literally, that's what they do. Ask them what product will kill a bed bug. And once they tell you, say, okay, what else do you have? What else do you have? What else do you have? You don't need to know everything. You just need to know the right questions to ask, okay? Once you know the questions to ask, then you'll start to move forward and get the right products that will take care of everything, okay? So going back with, what I was saying is you go and find, so Techo, IGR, Alpine, going to kill them, and there's a residual there, which is great because now if they're crawling over that product, it's going to get on them, right? And eventually they're going to ingest it. Eventually it's going to get into their system and they're going to die, okay? Now, why I use Alpine, like I said, it's a very broad label, very lenient. You can use it in a lot of areas. Find out which one works for you. Another one I personally like is Tempered. Tempered's a very good product. Very expensive, just like Alpine. They're two very expensive products, but they work, and they work very well. But follow the label, okay? Another product I use, and I don't use it as much because it's a warning label, and I don't like warning labels because you have to follow other types of rules. But it's called Sterifab. Everybody's probably heard of it. Everybody can get it. Even consumers can get it. So Sterifab is essentially, it's an alcohol. That's all it is. Literally, if you break it down, that's what it is. The warning label is because it's flammable, because it's an alcohol. So, but that dries out insects very quick. It's a very, very quick knockdown. You spray a bed bug with it, it's going to be dead. Guaranteed dead. Super quick. Sterifab is a great one to just do a quick knockdown on high infested areas with bed bugs. So if you're going into a very high infested area with bed bugs, Sterifab's a great go-to. You can wipe out a population, drop that population down very, very quickly. I know some companies use vacuums. So they'll go through and they'll actually vacuum up the bed bugs. That's another way to take down the population very, very quick. And there's actually specific vacuums for this purpose, okay? Something I've always kind of wanted to do, I just, at my size and my team, I'm not going to put freaking vacuums on all the trucks. I'm going to have to buy a shiz ton of vacuum. It's just not worth it. So it's easier not to do that right now where I'm at. If I had a bed bug crew and that's all they were doing, they'd have a vacuum to do that. But there's other ways to get the quick knockdown, fairly easy. So I use SteriFab, okay? So once again, I'll do a little recap. Teco's IGR, Alpine WSG, or Tempered. I like those for the residual and the kill on them, as well as SteriFab. SteriFab's not going to last. So don't think that you're going to get away with SteriFab and you're going to spray SteriFab everywhere and you're going to get this massive result and longevity. It's not there. It's not going to happen, guys. Now, one of my little secret products that I love, but once again is also expensive, is EcoRaider, okay? ER22, and then I think they changed it to EcoRaider. I don't know what they're doing with this product. They keep changing names. Anyway, EcoRaider is a natural product, okay? It's oils, but it works phenomenally on bed bugs, okay? It is labeled for bed bugs. It's labeled for interior use, exterior use. It stinks really, really bad, and I mean really bad. So when I do a treatment, I'm actually always wearing my respirator because the ER22 is so, it's strong. But you literally go half and half when you're doing your mixture. So you can read the label, you can figure it out, but it's crazy how high of a dosage you use. Now, I've heard a few things. I actually have not done my research in this, and I haven't talked to a specialist, and so someday I will when I find them. But from my understanding is bed bugs have yet to build a resistance against any natural products. So oils, rosemary oil, things like that, they can't build a resistance to it. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. I could be looking like an idiot right now. But that's what I heard, and I will have to go in and double check. So don't take my word for it because it could be wrong. But where I read it or where I heard it, or I don't know. But essentially I heard that they can't build a resistance to it. And so that's another go-to product I use. Now, that product is, once again, it's great. I've seen amazing results with it. It's a good label as well. And since it's oils, there's actually not there's no restrictions on it. I don't have to report it to the ag department or anything like that because it's just oils. So that's one of the great things about some of those products. And when you're going into sensitive areas, that's a great go-to because it's just oils. It's just going to break down. You're fine. You don't have to worry about it unless they're allergic to those ingredients. So obviously read the label, check everything out, talk to the client, ask the right questions, and you'll be able to know what to use or what you can and can't use. Okay, the next product I like, and this is actually specifically for mattresses and box springs, is Bedlam. Okay, you have Bedlam and you have Bedlam Plus. Bedlam is just a regular pyrethroid, and that's it. It's not I don't want to say basic product, but they came out with Bedlam and then they came out with Bedlam Plus for any bed bugs that are resistant to pyrethroids. So they came out with another one to make sure that you're getting them taken care of. Now, the great thing out here in California, in Sacramento, where I'm at, we don't have a massive amount of bed bugs. So there's not a big resistance to our products. So when we go into a house, once again, I'm very, very thorough. I'm using every product I have in a specific way, and I'm attacking the problem head on. And I get results that way. Now, they may be resistant to some of these products, but since I use such a wide variety of products, I don't ever have to worry about it. That's another plus, is when you're trying to use one product, and some of these, now, actually talking about manufacturers and distributors, and we didn't go over this when I had the episode with John, is manufacturers, you got to be very careful when you take their classes, okay? And I hate to shed the light on this, but manufacturers are pushing their product, okay? They're not pushing anybody else's product. They don't want to push anybody else's product. So what they're going to do is they're going to come out with a product and they're going to say, this will kill all the bed bugs. No, don't listen to that. No, go grab it, throw it away. Their job is to sell products. So don't listen to them when they do that, okay? It's very, you got to be pretty skeptical. And why I'm saying this, and nothing against manufacturers, but they don't have the one-all, fix-all solution, okay? It's not out there. I hate to break it to you. It's not DDT, okay? It doesn't kill everything, even humans. It doesn't work like that, And I mean, actually, DDT almost wiped out the bedbug population because it was such a great product, okay? That was just one product, though, and that was actually very, very toxic. So we're talking about new products that they have to scale back. They have to make, more eco-friendly products and things like that. We have to do it in a different way, which is okay. But don't believe a manufacturer when they say, this is the product that's going to take care of them. You don't have to use anything else. Because one guy did this. And I hope he listens, because he was the rep for Alpine WSG. This was back in the day. Maybe they fired him by now. I hope they did. But he came out and he did his whole class and he was teaching everybody. And he essentially, this is the one product that kills everything and you don't need to use anything else. And I called bullshit on that. So luckily I didn't go to the class, but I had other technicians go. They came back. They're like, this is the magical product. You don't need to use anything else. Nothing, everything. Yeah, this is it. And we know today that's not true because they tried it and it didn't work. So I went back into heavy infested cockroach situations that the technician only sprayed one product with and they were still there. So you have to just be careful, okay? When you're going to these classes, when you're even talking to a manufacturer or distributor, if they ever say one product, that's it, throw it away. Don't even think of, use it if it's a good product, but don't just use that one product. Okay, sorry for my little rant there, but I get worked up when these guys come out. Even manufacturers do it, and they're trying to sell this one product, so then you go and buy 20, 30 cases of it, and you're just spraying super heavy with this product, and then you realize, oh crap, I got to use another one and a different one and multiple products. That's why we have so many. There's so many different chemical makeups, and we need to use that to our advantage. And you'll get the best results that way. Okay, if you're just using one product, you're not going to get the best results. I promise you that. Go listen to Janice, okay, on Control Solutions. She's there to push her product with Control Solutions, which is awesome. But she never said, use just this one product. She's actually a very intelligent woman. She said, use this product, mix with this product, possibly this product, and or you use these two products in this area, and then you'll use this other product in the area around that area. She used multiple products. She never pushed just that one, And so, so going back to it, you need to use multiple products, okay? So EcoRater is a great natural product. I love it. Bedlam's another one. It's an aerosol can. Bedlam I use around seams, okay? So I'm using it around seams on sofas, mattresses, everything like that. You can use it. It's on the label for that use for bed bugs. That is another great product I personally like to use. It lasts. I only use Bedlam Plus now. I don't actually order Bedlam. I used to order Bedlam and Bedlam Plus, and then I just eventually got rid of it because I might as well just use the Plus because it's going to take care of any resistant bed bugs. So the next product I personally like, and I've always kind of thrown in the mix every once in a while. Once again, this is part of my chemical lineup, my arsenal of get out products, okay, is Precor 2625. They have another side. 2625 is the square footage it will cover. They have another one, I think it's like 2,000, which is 2,000 square feet. So Precor is another great product, okay? And the reason why Precor is so great is it has so many different products mixed into it, okay? And since it's an aerosol can, it's a very fast, easy grab and go, okay? And once again, it's labeled for fleas and things like that. So you can do broadcast treatments over the entire home. So you can cover a lot of square footage with this product, which then makes it harder for any of the bed bugs to go and hide in any area. I have not used Precor a ton, but in situations where there's a ton of carpet, there's a ton of area, the bed bug infestation is really high, I'll actually grab a can of Precor and use it, okay? So that one is another great one. And if you don't have Precor on your vehicle, you really need to rethink what you're doing out there. A lot of people will grab the little tip and pour Precors. I don't like those because you have to mix them. And then if you have your B&G with other stuff, you got to triple rinse. You got to do all this. Grab a can and go. It works amazing for fleas. And it does, bed bugs are on the label, and I've used it and I've had great results. I've actually wiped out bed bug infestations with this product and all the other ones I've been explaining. Okay, so that is my bed bug lineup, okay? I'm going to run through it one more time. So if you have a piece of paper, you can write these down, and then you can go to your distributor and ask them, hey, what products do you have? Do you have these products, or which ones are similar to these products, okay? Starting from the IGR, I use Teco Pro. Then I use Alpine WSG or Tempered FX, okay? So Teco, Tempered, Alpine, Sterifab. I don't like using Sterifab, so I don't suggest it, but I still have some, and I'll use it until it's gone, but I probably won't ever order it again. Just because of the warning label. I use ER22. Eco Raider is another name for it. It's a natural product. I don't even remember where. Maybe I'll take a picture of all the products I use and I'll throw them up there for you guys. The next one is Bedlam Plus. I like Bedlam Plus. I also use Precor 2625. Okay. So those are my bed bug products. So those of you who asked what I use, there you go. I'm not going to go into how I use them or the dilution rates or anything like that because everything's on the label. And I want you guys to put some effort into it, at least to learning what those dilution rates, are and how they work, and get into the habit of reading the labels. If I just gave you everything, then you would never read the labels, and the labels do change often. So if I give something today, it may be different in 6 months from now. So if you go back and listen to this episode, it could be completely wrong at that point. Okay, so get in the habit of reading the label, talking to the distributor, talking to the manufacturer, finding out what is out there, what's new, what has changed, okay? The reason why I'm not going to tell you how I do the treatments 100%, because I've actually talked about it on previous episodes, is because everybody needs to understand that there's certain ways to do certain things. And if you work for a certain company and I tell you how to do it my way, they may not like that and fire you, or there's going to be some pushback and some animosity there. And so there's no real reason. Just remember, be very, very thorough in the treatments. Read the label so you know where to spray. Spray in those areas. Make sure that the preparation is done correctly, because there is that the customer does need to prep some, okay? And just make sure you're doing a very, very thorough treatment. I actually forgot 3 more products, and I'm sorry I forgot about these products. One is called Dry On. It's a dust, okay? Dry On dust is amazing because once the pyrethroid breaks down, you still have the, what is it called? Diatomaceous earth, okay? So, which from my understanding, it cuts up their bodies and it dries them out. And so Dry On dust is another go-to. You have to use that one. That one is, I don't care what I'm walking into, that one I use every single time with bedbug treatments. The next one is bedbug pitfall traps. Okay, the reason why we throw these ones out, it's actually not really to put under each bed and every bedpost or anything like that. It doesn't really matter. The reason why we're putting this out there and we throw them out in every single room is because what we're trying to do is we're trying to catch that last female or the last male. And so we typically catch a handful of bed bugs just in those traps themselves and not even killing them from the product. So the pitfall traps are a must and a go-to. The other thing, and I tell everybody I go and treat, and this is something that I suggest every company has to do, is mattress covers. Okay, I know I said I use a product to actually treat the mattress, and usually that's the first time I'm out there. After that, I don't actually treat the mattress or box spring, or I'm only treating the mattress cover and the box spring cover. They have to get bed bug covers. Okay, if they do not, I will not guarantee it. And you're just paying me to pay me. That's it. Because there's just no guarantees without it. Because if you get into a situation where there's a mattress and it has holes in it, good luck. You're never going to get all the way through that mattress in certain products. It's just not going to happen. And so that's why it's a must that they have to have that. So you can rewind this, go back and listen to the products, but I use Dry-On top of that, pitfall traps, and they have to, whether they buy it from me or they buy it somewhere else, they have to have bed bug covers, okay? Which is an encasement or bed bug encasements. The mattress, the box spring fit inside these completely. They zip up and they seal, so the bed bugs can't get in and the bed bugs can't get out, okay? And if some of you haven't heard of these, or maybe you've seen them, you just never, you never knew what they were. Do not get the cheap ones at Walmart. They do sell them at Walmart. You have to get the nicer ones, and they're going to spend $30, $40 per encasement, okay? Because they stretch, and there's a certain material to them. And if they get nicer ones, one side of them where you would sleep is actually water resistant. So, so it's going to protect the mattress as well. So it's a good investment. But you have to make sure you get the nicer ones, because as you're moving the mattresses around or the box springs around, if they have just the cheap plastic ones, you're going to rip right through them. It's a single use. And literally, I mean, like, you put it on and you move it once, it's done. The second it has a hole in it, it's done. So I don't even allow. So if I go in a house and they put those plastic ones on, I tell them your treatment's not guaranteed until you get the regular ones. If you don't get it, we're not doing it. You can keep paying me, I'll do it, but we're not going forward with it. There's no guarantee. And yes, just so everyone's thinking, what the crap? He just said guarantee. Yes, we guarantee bed bugs. Because if you see a bed bug within a certain amount of time after I come and treat your house, for the times that I come out and treat it, I didn't do my job correct. It has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with me. Because if they prepped correctly, I'm going to guarantee it. Because I need to do my part now. So whoever doesn't guarantee a bed bug service, you guys are doing it wrong. That's like buying anything. You go and buy a phone from the store and they say, okay, well, good luck. See if it works. If it doesn't, tough shit. Figure it out. There's no way. You would never go buy anything because you have no idea if it's going to be a good product or a bad product. So we guarantee our services because it's on us. If they do their part, we will do our part. Just like when you go and buy a phone or you buy a TV, you did your part. You gave them money, okay, cash, credit card. You gave them money. And then they provided their product, their service. And then they guarantee it. We guarantee this will work. And if you ever have doubts or you're scared, they even put warranties on it. Okay, we don't do a warranty with our services because, you can bring bed bugs back in. But the residual side of that, and the pitfall traps and everything, if we did our job correct, even if they brought in another bed bug, the product's going to kill it before it can reproduce, or it's going to find that pitfall trap and get trapped and die. That's the whole point. So we're here to guarantee it. Now, No, we don't guarantee it for a year or anything like that. But once that time lapses and you do see more bed bugs, that's on you. That's not on us. Okay, so you were in an area that you shouldn't have been in, or you went to somebody's house you shouldn't have gone to. Okay, you brought those back in. But we did our part. We killed them all. And so, guys, sorry I won't take any more time for this Free Talk Friday on the bed bug lineup. Okay, the killers of the bed bugs. Go back and listen. If you need to rewind, go back and listen to those products. Go find those products. Use those products. Read the labels on the products. Get familiar with these products, okay? You got to know if you're going to use new products, you have to read the label. Get familiar with it. That's what I do. If I get a new product, I'm reading the label. I'm finding out how it works, where it works, what I need to do. You have to familiarize yourself with that product, okay? But in closing, I still have hats, guys, and I want to give them away. So message me, send me your address. I'm sending out those free hats, please. Okay. You can reach me on our Facebook group chat, which is DNA Pest Control Podcast. Okay. That's on Facebook. You can go to Instagram at DNA Pest Podcast. You can send me an email at dnapestpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can always go to the website at dnapestpodcast.com, okay? You can go through there if you want to be a guest, you want to come on, you want to talk, you want to get your stories out there, your knowledge, please, 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 please. We love it. I love it. I love doing the interviews. I love talking to you guys. It's a ton of fun for me, and it's a ton of information I get to learn. So please reach out. And thank you for listening to the DNA Pest Control Podcast.